Snappy Tomato Pizza with Coach Jason Simpson, and I feel like the meanest person in the world because he made his plate.
That's all right.
It looks good and everything, and you have to sit here and talk to me now.
The pizza's good. Thank you, Frank.
We'll make this a shorter segment so you can enjoy some of that delicious pizza. Coach, congratulations on the win over Austin Peay. Final score 38-14. You're coming back off the Tennessee State game. You wanted to get back on the field and get a victory, and you did.
Well, we did. Yeah, thank you. And, there was a lot of good things. As a coach, we're kind of miserable by nature. I mean, you hate to say that, but, I think the longer I coach, probably the worse I'm getting.
Really?
I am. I can see why. Because your expectations are high, and you strive for a certain standard, and I understand now, and I kind of used to make fun of Nick Saban. By no means am I comparing myself or our program to Alabama. That's not what I'm saying. But when you watch him and they win, right, and you just see him already thinking about the next game, and you see him not happy. That's the way most of us are.
Yeah, and the media's like, Coach, you won.
Unless it's a game that maybe you're the underdog in, then then you understand how hard every yard is to come by.
But you have to strive for that to be good. You have to.
And if your kids see you just if they ever think that you're okay just with mediocrity, and that's what we talked about last week, is that it's let's don't be average. Let's don't settle for average. Let's play. Everybody play to your capabilities. Let's coach to a high standard. Let's play to a high standard. And I thought the other night there was some good. We did some really good things. Would I have liked to see our defense throw a shutout up there? Sure, I would. And I thought at times we played, and take no disrespect to Austin Peay, but I think we kind of. Our tempo was we played to their tempo instead of the way it should have been, them playing to us. We had 3 turnovers again, and that's disappointing. And I'm about to pull my hair out about that. And we didn't get a turnover.
Right.
And so it's 3-0. And so to win 5 games, it'd be minus 14 in turnover.
That's crazy.
We're living too dangerously, and the trend's got to stop.
You said 2 things that you said. I don't know if you've told me those on Skyhawk Talk, but during the game when you were talking with John Abel, one, I think at halftime, you were talking about Neal, and you said he's playing like a young quarterback. And you know what? I thought, he is a young quarterback, and I've forgotten that.
No, and because and Derek Carr is a pretty good gauge of this, because Derek's in those quarterback meetings, and he went through the same things, and after the game, Derek goes, he's a lot smarter than I was, when and playing more confident than I was at that point in my career, and he's right, and I forget that as well, because he makes so many good throws. He's 21 of 33, and I think he had 3 drops, or one that was considered a drop, the touchdown where we
we're going to talk about that in the whole segment,
and so you're looking, you're saying, well, you're 24 of 33, and if he just throws the one ball away, and then has that pick, the other one gives a sack, came out of his hands, maybe, Derek probably throws that ball away too, then you avoid the 2 turnovers, and you probably score 50 points, and you feel a little bit different. But no, he's competing, he's playing hard, he's smart, he knows where to go with the ball, and every mistake he makes it's a new picture in his mind. It's something new that he sees, and he'll take that mental photo in his mind, and that doesn't mean he's not going to make any more mistakes. But you go back and look at Eastern Illinois a couple years ago when. Before Dino got there, and Garoppolo before last year, and he was a good player, but they wasn't at the top of the conference, right, and playing with that kind of quarterback. So those are some of the growing pains that you got to go through with it. But we need him to continue to grow.
Now in life, one of the philosophers will tell you don't learn things in life until things aren't going well, and then is it the same in football? With the quarterback.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, very rarely does a guy just hit the Johnny Manziel and everything just falls in your lap, unless if you can run. If you can run, and you can extend some plays, and kind of
like RG3 maybe did.
Yeah, and you hear, and you just watch the analysts and stuff, and they say, hey, Manziel's playing a lot better than he did last year statistically and stuff. But yeah, and because he's not having to run as much, he probably knows where his reads are. He gets the ball out a little faster and things like that. It is like the other night against Austin Peay, the first drive. And, we go probably, 5 or 6 plays, just boom, 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 down the field and scored, okay? And we had a good plan, and based on what they'd done in the past. Well, they come back the next drive, and they said, okay, we're not going to let you do that. We're going to make your quarterback beat us. We're not going to let you hand the ball off and block 6 guys in the box. So, every play was pretty much a seventh or eighth hat was either in the box or it was blitzing. And, so therefore you got to throw. And now, not that throwing against cover zero is hard, because it's not. But you got to stand in there and you got to face the blitz and hit it right in the teeth, get us in the right protection. And he did that for the most part, and I'm proud of him.
Coach, I was just thinking as you were saying that, you do learn from those game experiences. And in other sports, in baseball, maybe in a career you get a couple of thousand at-bats or more, so you get a lot of opportunities to go up there and see a lot of pitchers and a lot of pitches. Even in basketball, if you're a point guard and you're in the NBA, you're going to play 82 games plus the playoffs. Right. If you're a quarterback at any level, even coming out of high school, you've only seen true game action in 50 games or less?
Yeah, it's a... and you're in a running offense. As far as that's concerned as well, you hand the balls off. So
and you look at Neil; he has a handful of games in his pocket, and that's it.
And every snap in practice is a learning experience. But the thing that the coaches respect about Jared Neal, and that I certainly do, and his teammates do, is he never makes excuses. Okay, whether I get frustrated and let loose some steam on him or whatever, he always says yes, sir. He understands his mistakes. He doesn't make excuses, and he lines back up. And nobody's harder on himself than he is, and that's why we think he's going to be a good player.
The other thing you said at the end of the game when you were talking with John Abel. Well, by the way, he had to track you down. You should have seen John go from the 40 to the 20 trying to catch up with you. No, you said we've got to play a little bit better. I know this team's potential. I like that.
Well, and that's what we talked about today with the kids. It's just, I gave a lesson today and about energy and synergy. Okay. And the differences of energy and the comparisons I made was there's a lot of talent on this football team. There's a lot of energy. Okay, there's a lot of but sometimes it goes in the wrong directions, and and especially offensively, sometimes we want to make sure that some guys want to touch the ball more than others, and then sometimes they get a little disappointed and they lose their focus the next drive, or they lose their jazz level, the juice, whatever you want to call it. They're playing to a certain level because you want to make plays because you've got the ability, but sometimes your number doesn't get called. We've got to make sure from a synergy standpoint that all of our energy is going in the same direction, and that's to be the best football team we could be and to win games. And that was a reminder that I gave our team today, and that will take you, believe it or not, sometimes more than those turnovers and penalties will. Sometimes you can overcome those things if we're straining our bodies mentally and physically, to get that first down or to get that stop, we'll still have a chance.
And all working as one unit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a break. We're going to let him eat some pizza.
All right.
And we'll come back and talk about the game and look back at the Skyhawks win over the Govs. 38-14, UT Martin gets the victory at Snappy Tomato Pizza on the UT Martin Skyhawk Sports Network.